All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and our friends from King Estate were in to see us. This is the largest winery in Oregon, which still, not that big. It's not like Kendall Jackson or something from California. Even though Oregon produces a lot of wine, they still don't come close to California, which produces 90% of the wine produced in the United States of America. So Oregon, just a little blip on the radar screen. So the largest winery, 300,000 cases. I don't know. They do have some property up in Washington State now, and they've got this Acrobat label, their entry-level wine, which, hey, this is available in keg format now. We love that you can find wine in a keg. I mean, we don't need it here at the Wine Watch, but you go out to a restaurant, that is the best way to keep wine fresh from the first glass to the last glass. And also, all the 750 wines in bottle from Acrobat are in a Stelvin enclosure. We love that here at the Wine Watch. A very clean and refreshing style, this Pinot Gris. They did 4 Pinot Gris on this day we had. This one sees 6 months early aging, and 50% of it, or just over 50%, is estate fruit. And this one's got a nice amount of melon and white peach kind of fruit, lime, citrus, white flowers, hints of fresh earth there. It's got a little minerality on the nose. And lovely fresh fruit on the palate, that pear and apple fruit showing through with a clean, fresh finish. Some of those earthy notes showing through at the end. But a very good little Pinot Gris, very refreshing at $13.25. Then the King Estate Pinot Gris, and this is 2012 vintage. I think all these Pinot Gris were 2012. Yes, they were. It looks like a very good vintage. This wine sees 9 months in stainless, so 5 months longer than the Acrobat. We do about 35,000 cases of this wine, so rather large production for Pinot Gris. A good amount of ripe melon and pear fruit. Notes of white flowers, some wet stone-like minerality. They're a really crisp and refreshing style on the palate. These Pinot Gris from Oregon tend to have a little more fruit in the mid-palate than Pinot Grigio from Italy is at this price range. Pretty floral notes and a nice savory minerality on the finish. Very good stuff. The Estate Pinot Gris Backbone, which is a new wine from King Estate, is a blend of several top vineyard sites in Oregon, which are listed right there on the front label, along with their vineyard. They do get a little fruit from the King Estate vineyard. And this one's got good intensity on the nose, more that Asian pear, orange blossom, kind of wet stone-like minerality. A good amount of everything on the palate here, a little creamier. These Pinot Gris getting a little richer as they go up in status here from King Estate. That orange citrus note showing on the finish, as well as some nice tongue-tingly minerality. Excellent juice at 23 1/4. And then the Domaine Pinot Gris, which is their top fruit from the Domaine, and at $2 more or whatever, $25.50. This is a really intense bouquet here of pear and apple, lime, citrus. Good amount of minerality here. A little creamier and richer on the tongue, this Pinot Gris, having some wonderful fruit in the mid-palate and showing that classic minerality from Oregon on the finish, as well as some pretty floral notes. An excellent example of Pinot Gris. Definitely worth the $1.75 upcharge here from the Backbone to me. The Pinot Noir is up next. We had the King Estate Pinot Noir Oregon, which this one sees, I'm sorry, this is the Acrobat Pinot, I believe. Yeah, $18, that would be the Acrobat. It sees 9 months of French oak. Get a lot of toasty oak spice in this wine, which some red berry pie fruit and some sexy bacon fat notes. Pretty complex bouquet for a Pinot Noir under $20. Lovely zesty red berry fruit showing on the tongue with silky smooth tannins, something we love about Pinot Noir. That smoky, toasty oak note showing through the finish. Very smooth and silky. Very good juice at $18. Then the Backbone Pinot is next. This is all estate fruit. This wine's got a lovely spice and earth nuance to that red berry fruit, mint. A cooler vintage here, 2011, so a really savory wine on the tongue. This is got wonderful freshness, hints of kind of green minty notes, and a zesty finish laced with spice, incense, and floral notes. Excellent juice at $36.75. And then the Domaine Pinot, which this is their top fruit, and $64.50. A little bit on the pricey side, but a nice array of spice box, red berry fruit, dried floral notes, truffle, earthy notes coming out in this wine. Really complex array of aromas. More earth here than the other wines, but a lot of fruit also. And a big Pinot Noir for Oregon standards. Nice, ripe, black raspberry fruit. A full array of exotic spice showing through on the finish, along with those mineral and truffle notes. Excellent juice at $64.50. All right, that's what we had to drink with our friends from King Estate. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.